It's very interesting that Americans can't even agree on what is the problem with their society, because there is division, there is divide and conquer concept working on them, indoctrination. Some of them think it's socialism, some of them think it's Nazism and fascism, and some of them equalize both. Some of them thinking that it's a world banking elite, some of them thinking that it's some medical tyranny, some of them thinking that it's going to be the devil, or I don't know, some kind of how to say it, no, not the devil, but how else do you call the devil? The devil's deals. And in the end, it doesn't matter really which side, which problem you will pick and choose to hate on. They all created for you to be disconnected from reality, so you do not connect all those dots together. That collapse of capitalism, collapse of economy, problems in your economy, in American economy, caused by corporations. You call it corporatism, when in reality there is no simply actions of corporations that simply interconnected with government. Corporation also operates just like small business at the same, I guess, principles. When the small farmers throwing away the food they produced simply to keep the prices high, they're doing the same thing that corporations do to keep the prices for their products high. Many farmers in the European Union can survive really and thrive only because governments supporting them with some subsidies. So welfare system in all countries does not say that it's socialism. Welfare and socialism, it's a different different issues, no relation to each other, and you can't simply just you simply can't convince Americans that social programs of capitalist government and socialism as a system of relationships between people and economy, in economy and socially, is not the same at all. When government providing free health care, it means that each person already invests something, their labor, inventions, creations, ideas inside the economy. It means that every member of society is productive and producing something good for society as a whole. And welfare system is when tax money or even fiat currency created from thin air by loaning them from the same bankers and corporations, which is the system. The money that government collected in some shape going to support the poor so they do not die off and do not really rebel against such unjust system. Social programs created so to provide consumer markets for the corporations, for small business, for middle-sized business, so the services that middle class involved would be how to say it, I don't know, demanded, let's say, I don't know the word, that someone will use those services that feed in the middle class and medium-sized businesses and small businesses. It's not only to create profits for mega corporations. The problem arises when mega corporations with huge money, bunches of money, huge loans from the banks and inside money, or let's say created capital from the profits, they came at market and destroying the mamas and papas shops, destroying the private farmers, small size and middle size farmers, because they need more markets every day. Because in capitalism the profit's supposed to always grow, because you live in from the loans and you have to repay those loans with interest. Therefore, today you take in the loan to get your business going, and tomorrow you have to give back more. And investors, owners of the capital, owners of the corporation, always demanding that the profits rise each day, because they also live in loans. They, I don't know, buying new yachts, new houses, new groceries, new luxury stuff, and they buying it for loan. It means that they have to pay more for the same goods, and that's why capitalist economy always supposed to grow. It can't just simply stand at one point. The economy at all, no economy can stand still. It's supposed to grow. It's like how to say it, even to stay at the same place you have to run as fast as you can, and to move forward you have to run even faster than you can. That's the problem. That's the problem in all economies, and balanced economy just couldn't be created. It can be possibly created, of course. Self-sustainable and self-supporting economy could be created, but no one interested in this. Even communists, even socialists, they don't interested really in economy that's standing still, because they think it's ridiculous. But that's not the problem of it. The problem that you can't convince Americans that all they believe is bullshit, is lies, is propaganda. They brainwashed, they indoctrinated, etc. They so egoistic and so selfish that they can't even allow a thought that they can be wrong at least for a second, allows this thought get into their brains, inside their brains. So such people just can't accept the idea that they are simply wrong, that they are brainwashed, that someone can know more than them, and that they don't know at all. They feel special, they want to feel special, they need to feel special, and therefore they believe in any kind of conspiracy theories which going to tell them that someone want to destroy them, someone want to depopulate the earth, someone want their death, someone want to censor them, someone want to create huge machine of oppression, tyranny, or something else. They already live in the debt cage. They already live in the economy that can survive only while it produces more and more debt. But they can't understand it. They don't want to accept such fact. They don't even want to face reality of that we live in capitalism. And your world, Western world, always lived in capitalism as it is. Yes, some measures were taken after World War II, when communism really won the war and wasn't crushed. And therefore you needed provide some freedoms, some rights, some high standards of living for the people of the West. and you start to rob third world countries, and the system can work for short period of time, historically, of course. It can work 30, it can work 50 years, but after it's just going to die off. And as a capitalist, it's and it's sad for me as capitalist to watching how people deny reality and by that doing a bad job in attempt to at least save capitalism as it existed previous decades. They believe in any kind of conspiracy theories while they distracted. They believe in any kind of ideas, bullshit ideas that embedded in their brains, they indoctrinated with. They divided and conquered. The idiotism of the situation in United States is taught by the slogan of U.S. Marines. The slogan goes as follows: united we stand, divided we fall. And Americans can't even understand and talking about individualism and in their egoistic thinking they standing against collectivism, but united mean being collective, being agreed on some problems and decide them together, solve them together, come to some conclusions, create councils, solve problems, which of course going to arise with each day, and United States Marines is most efficient force on the planet today, as they say. I'm of course disagree, but that's a whole another matter. While Americans absolutely admire U.S. Marines, they somehow absolutely ignore the whole idea of united we stand and divided we fall. And people think that individualism is some unity of individualities. That's not what it is. Individualism, it's divided we fall. It means that everyone thinking about their own ass. They don't care about society, they don't care about their neighbors, community, even family members sometimes, and beggars in the street. They don't care about them. They don't see the problem, the system as whole. They see only the tiny place that they're living in. And its place is very tiny. Mostly it ended, the whole world that Americans see is ended with internet bullshit and propaganda and their personal egoism, egocentrism, narcissism, how to call it, individualism. They are only thinking about their own ass. And prosperity as a nation that will provide prosperity as a nation, prosperity as society, prosperity as community, prosperity as humanity, after all, will bring them also personal prosperity. But when you give away everything and your only source of income, it's financial manipulation of the markets, production of goods that produced with hands of almost like slave labor in China, Mexico, India, or Africa, robbing people, strip them out of their salaries and the money and resources. When it's based on that, someday it's going to end, because eventually, by providing at least some jobs for third world countries, you unwillingly making them a little bit richer with each day, just like it happened with China. Too many people get involved in this business and they get rich. They produced something for American corporations, for European people, for American people, and sell those goods with profits. And they get rich, and richer with each day. United States literally created China, but with capitalism mechanics, with capitalism tools, let's say. But Americans don't want to understand, don't want to accept this idea that China today strong because they used their resources more effectively, and even China is a fucking bankrupt. And when it's not even a problem that we need communism or we need socialism. Yes, we need it, but that's not a problem. That's not even a question. The question for capitalists and people who lived in the Western world, in capitalist countries, that they don't want to face the problems that's supposed to be solved, that they're supposed to solve together, unite and stand. Instead of it, they run around believing in conspiracy theories and bullshit ideas and indoctrination, religious things, let's say. They run around with these conspiracy theories, with fear-mongering, with stupid beliefs, something like, we live in socialism. Of course you do. After all, who knows better what is socialism but some American that never experienced it. But the problem is that you don't want to open your eyes and face the problems. You don't want to solve the problems. You don't want problems. You so get used to live in the world that have no problems. Your world, your personal world ends right in front of your door. Right? Your house, it's a whole your world. You don't interested in socioeconomic mechanisms, how people relate to each other within this system, how economy work within the system, how economy and socium work together in this system. You don't want to understand it. You don't want to see the problems. You don't want to solve, because you don't want to solve them. You so get used to this service economies that you simply waiting when, like, I pay taxes. Well, I paid my share, I paid my taxes, so let someone else do the job. Let someone else solve all problems. I don't even care what the problems is. And by being so indifferent and inactive, you are helping to destroy the system, destroy capitalism. That's the problem. It's not the problem that I want more equality or more rights to the worker peoples or something along those lines, that I'm against freedom or pro-big government or pro-tyranny. That's whole another matter. Absolutely whole another matter. The only important question is that you people ignoring reality and therefore don't see the problems that you need to solve, and therefore do not even try to solve them. That's the problem. And people in charge, they don't know what to do. They just as in panic as you are. They so get used to this kind of living, this kind of economy, this shape of things. They so get used to this type of living, this type of economy, that they think that they can go on forever, when in reality that's not the case. Even to try in some shape save economy today, you have to tax the rich. Let them leave the country if they want to. So you will free the space for small-sized businesses, for new businesses, for middle-sized businesses who going to grow. What's the problem? Competition. You all for competition, right? So if someone don't want to participate in the economy of United States, fine, let them run away and close the markets for them, like Apple, Reebok, Nike, Adidas, etc. I don't know, Disney maybe. That doesn't matter which corporation is going to leave the country. It doesn't matter. You have to tax the rich, extra rich, and get all those money back and bring those money to promote small-sized, middle-sized businesses to the top positions. Their places will be taken in a matter of years. Nothing bad will happen. Even the small-sized, the middle-sized businesses will get a lot from this. Big pharma will go. There will be new pharmaceutical corporations that will have to produce best drugs or best medicines for you. What's so bad about the tax to rich? It's even a smallest attempt that you're standing against. You're thinking it's going to somehow will you will be somehow, how to say it, forget, affect you. You think that it's going to somehow affect you. Yes, you can start your own business. Take the place of small business that will grow up in these conditions. That's another problem. It's even the new opportunities, the new big ideas can take place, can replace the corporations. What's the problem? And you don't even want to do this. You simply close your eyes and, like everyone saying, everyone who even trying to say that capitalism is collapsing, capitalism is dying, you're just like, blah, 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 yeah, we know you're a commie and socialist and go away. You want more collectivism with government. That's how ridiculous it sounds. You sound like, I don't know, 5-year-old who screw up and don't want to admit their mistakes. By this acting like that, divided, you're not helping to save capitalism. You're helping to destroy it, let's say. Open your eyes until it's too late. And it goes out to Japanese and European corporations, even Latin American corporations, countries. It goes to every country in the world which is capitalist countries, except maybe Cuba and North Korea. Those are not capitalist. I don't know what they are, but not capitalist at least. And this goes out to every country in the world. Do something. Save yourself. As Amazing Atheist said, do something. Save yourself. Do something to save yourselves. No, what the fuck are you good for?